What's up, everybody? What is up? And I'm excited about tonight because we have some wonderful people who will be joining us to talk about a great play that you should see. Okay. And so before we get started tonight, I want to make sure that you are coming into the space and that you are sharing as we speak. I see that folks are coming in. Do us a favor tonight as you come in. Don't hesitate to speak. Say hello. Say where you are tuning in from. We are so happy and so grateful for you to join us tonight within this conversation. And I'm excited because we got a whole room full of women tonight, ladies tonight, who are going to join us in this conversation. And I'm excited about this. So if you're tuning in with us, I see some people coming in. Do us a favor and go ahead and share. Go ahead and invite some folks into the space. We are excited tonight to have this conversation tonight. I'm gonna bring up uh, playwright of this, the producer of this wonderful play. I believe she hails from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, if I'm not mistaken. And she wrote this play. We're going to start the conversation off with Madam K, and then we're going to jump into the rest of the cast. So help me welcome the director, the producer, the playwright of I'm Sick of Church. Give me kingdom.
Hello,
What
hello,
what's going
hello.
on, Kay? How you doing tonight?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Before we get into any conversation, I always want to check to make sure that that people are well, that they are doing good, that life isn't beating them up too bad. So I hope that you are doing well tonight.
I am doing well. I am doing well. Life
Now
is
I
beating
gotta
me
start.
up, but I'm still doing well.
I gotta start this thing off, right? I gotta start this thing off with a question. Where in the world did you get this title from, and what made you want to write this?
Well, um, the short version, I had some friends that were going through some things in their churches, and everybody was like, I'm leaving church. One girl says she's never going back.
Mm.
We had a lot of those conversations, and they all came right back to back to back. And I'm like, well, what is all of this? And so one of them was like, you know what? I'm just sick of church and I'm not doing it anymore. And it just resonated with me. So I was like, wow, like, but let's change the narrative of that because it's not church. We're talking about kingdom. And so I was like, you want the kingdom, you don't want the church part. So we kind of like really got into it like that. And I was like, okay, God, if that's what you want me to do, um, I'm gonna do it. I know I'm gonna get beat up about it, but I'm gonna do it. So it's okay.
I
Yeah.
love this conversation tonight. I think this is going to be a very interesting conversation. I'm excited that you guys reached out to me to host this. They already know who I am and what I'm capable of stirring up, and I don't run from it. I embrace it wholeheartedly and honestly,
Yeah.
because I think sometimes tough conversations become difficult for us as people.
Yes.
And I believe tonight is going to be a eye opener, not a beat up conversation, but an eye opener conversation, a conversation that helps us to really look at two sides of the coin instead of one side of the coin. Okay.
Absolutely.
We're gonna put you right there. Let's bring in some of the castmates who are helping you to do this. And I promise that I know that the play is on October the 19th, 2024. I just want to shout that out to
Yes.
those who are watching, that if you have not gotten your ticket yet, you still have time. I'm making all preparations and plans to be in the building, but I think that me and my siblings have something planned for my mother. I can't say it out loud because she may be watching. So I may not be able to attend. This
Okay.
is her birthday is tomorrow, so we want to celebrate it as much as we can. But nonetheless, uh I'm going to try my best to be there because I want to see this. So let's bring in some of the castmates tonight. We're going to bring in
Oh,
Anisha.
me.
Ah,
Hey, I'm looking down like, wait, oh, that's me.
can you tell us who you are and what you don't tell us about your character. Tell us the name of your character.
So the name of my character is Deacon. Sarah.
I thought you was about
I
to
play
say
a
Deacon Fry.
deacon.
I was
No,
getting
not
ready.
Deacon Fry. Deacon Sarah. That is the name of my character.
Deacon character. Okay. Deacon
Sarah.
Sarah. I like that.
Yes.
You already messing some folks up. That's like, how can a woman be a deacon? But that's
Huh?
for another day.
We're gonna
All right.
move on.
We'll do that again. Let's bring in.
Oh, it's
Look
me.
at that. It's you. It's you. Salome.
It's
It's you, Salome.
Hey, hi everyone watching. My name is Salome Dinoon, and I will be playing Mrs. Michaels.
Wow.
This is Michael.
Miss Michaels.
I love this. If you're watching with us tonight, do us a favor and hit the share button and invite some folks in. We got about 20 people watching between all of the social media sites, but go ahead and hit the share button and invite some more folks in. Y'all know what I believe, that caring is sharing. And so this is a Black woman doing her Black thing, doing her God thing. And so let's support this Queen of Christ. And get some more folks in the room. Okay, let's bring another castmate to the stage. I'm scared to bring her to the stage because I already know she's gonna be on one, but how can you feel her?
It just always catch you off guard. Hey y'all.
What's up? How you feeling? I didn't hold on. Let me back up. Anisha, how you feeling today? I didn't ask.
It's okay. I'm feeling amazing. I'm feeling
All right,
amazing.
good. Salome, how you feeling today?
I'm good. Thank you for asking. Happy to
Good.
be.
And no problem. And Michelle, how you feeling today?
I'm doing good. Good.
All right, good. Michelle, who's your character? What's the name of your
My
character?
character is Jasmine.
Wow, that sound like you full of stuff. That you can't trust nobody. No, I'm just
First
joking.
of all,
Oh wow.
my character is actually good.
Okay.
It's the complete opposite of me.
Well,
Wow.
praise him. Praise Jesus. Praise him. All right. Let's bring in Sister Crystal. Crystal, what's going on? How you feeling tonight?
Hola, sir. I'm good. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How you doing?
I'm good.
Chris.
Can't complain.
Good. What's the name of your character?
My character, I am one of Michelle's students in the art of dance.
Okay.
So
And what's your
that
character's
is
name?
my position in this play.
What's your character's
Bringing the
name?
gospel to life through dance.
What's your character's name?
There is
Crystal.
no name particularly.
Okay. Good.
I am a student.
Okay, I like that. All right. I see we got somebody else back. I'm gonna save her for later, but I'm gonna bring Joanna to the stage. What's up?
Hello, good evening, everyone. Good
How
evening.
you feeling?
I'm feeling blessed, never settle for less. Just keeping it moving day by day.
I like it. All right, tell me who your character? Who is your character in the?
Oh my God.
My character in this play is that I play Minister Agnes.
Ooh,
Minister Agnes is
Ooh,
somebody
y'all don't want to
special.
see her.
Yes, Minister Agnes is serious.
Can you preach?
My God, today.
Do you have to preach?
You know what? I do a little preaching to the millennials and to some of the elders in the church as well. Yes, it's needed today.
That's what we calling it.
I love it. All right. Now I see we got a character backstage. Let's bring her to the stage. I think her name is Mother Mildred. Let's see what's going on.
Oh,
Mother Mildred.
Oh my
God. Mother Mildred, how you doing tonight, Mother Mildred?
You know I'm highly favored.
Oh my, you got a word for us.
Sitting in traffic, but I'm highly favored.
Why you sitting in traffic, Mother Mildred? Why you late getting off work?
Because I had to pull over to get inside the studio. Debut.
Oh Lord, I love it. Mother Mildred, we're gonna come back to you in just a second, okay? Okay. Kay, I want you to tell us where can we find this play, the date, times, the venue, where can they get tickets? Let's talk about that before we get into the conversation tonight.
Absolutely. So the play is Saturday, October the 19th. It's at 3 p.m. It's going to be held in the Manayont section of Philadelphia at Dennis Allen Performing Arts Center. It's all the way back in the back where all the nice restaurants are. Very accessible. There's a parking lot. So that's where we're going to be hanging out. And again, yeah, it's the 19th, 3 p.m.
Where can they find tickets?
So you can get tickets on Eventbrite. You can search, you can Google I'm Sicka Church. You can also go to our website, which is imsickachurch.com, and there's a link there for you to get to the tickets, as well as you can hit us up on Facebook. And I think everybody on the team has a Facebook page, and they have a nice little link QR code so you can get tickets from them. So lots of places.
And so welcome tonight, everybody who is jumping in with us. I'm your host tonight, Duane Williams Jr. If you don't know me, I'm grateful to know you. Even if you don't know me, I'm grateful to know you. And so tonight we're going to have a fun but intriguing conversation tonight, because here's the truth. Many of us have been in this place before where we said, I'm sick of church. And I got to be responsible to the platform, and we know that the church is technically people. However, in this concept, many of us look at the church as a place, as a building, and so we hear this title, "I'm Sick of Church, Give Me Kingdom." Let's start right here, and anybody can answer. What is your personal connection to this play, to this topic, to this theme, to the writing of this play? What is your personal connection?
Anybody
I'll
can
go
jump in?
first.
Okay.
Anybody.
I'll go first.
Yeah.
So listen, for me, I have been in church since I was like 28 days old, so I've seen it all. And I've been hurt in church, but I love church and I love the fellowship of church. So for me, it's personal when someone says I'm sick of church, because they say I'm sick of church, but what they really mean is I'm sick of people, because the church didn't hurt them.
Wow.
So, we
Wow.
have to always kind of try to fix the narrative. So that's why this is very personal for me, because I'm sick of people, and we're never going to get rid of the people, but I'm never going to be sick of the bride of Christ. So
Wow.
that's my personal.
Wow. Awesome response. Mother Mildred, what you want to say? It looked like you burning to say something down there.
I was just saying she ain't lying. She ain't lying. She telling the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
She telling the whole truth.
Somebody was in there since they was 28 days old. You know they ain't no lie.
Yeah, Mother Mildred, you seem like you've been a woman of God for a very long time. Let me ask you a personal question. Like, have you ever been hurt by the church?
You want to see my scars? You want to see my bullet wounds? You want to see the stab wounds? I've been hurt.
Wow.
I've been hurt. Yes, I have.
And what did you do to like get over it or to manage it?
I looked to the hills with coming my help from the Lord, so I wouldn't go to jail.
You want
Yes,
to take some people down, Mother?
Oh, wow. Take them down like WWF, okay? But I had to lean on God. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
That
feel what
help
you're saying.
coming from my Lord,
I feel what
not the jail cell.
Let me go to the deacon real quick. Deek, I got a question, Deek. Church hurt. Where are you in this perspective of church hurt? Has it happened to you? How have you managed it? Is it real? Oftentimes we hear people preach, and I'm in total disagreement with it. That doesn't mean that I don't like the person who said it. I like the person, but I disagree with people who say there's no such thing as church hurt. Right?
Oh, that's
Tell me what that looks like for you and how that looks.
So there is a such thing as church hurt. Like my sis Kay said, we're not necessarily, well, let me say it like this. We're not sick of the church as a location, but the individuals that reside in the church, we can become sick and tired of the consistent behaviors. Wow. And I found myself, like many others, this play resonated with me because I found myself, in a lot of situations where I was hurt by individuals in the church, but let's be transparent. Some of the hurt was caused by me as well.
I respect that.
And that's the part we don't like to take accountability for. Who we connect to, who we tell our business to, who we consider our friend can cause some of the hurt as well. So
I like that.
that's some of the places that I found myself in. And like other people, I blame the church as a whole for the pain that was inflicted on me. But maturity taught me that it's not the church, it's the people. And my pastor, shout out to Bishop Brian Keith Knight, hey, taught me, and being under his ministry, taught me some tools. And one of the tools that he taught me was to love people with grace. So once I learned how to, love people with grace, it taught me that, to give people a chance to like get their behaviors correct and get their self correct. Because not only have I been hurt, but I've also hurt people.
Wow.
Yeah.
We got to pause right there for a minute, because I think accountability is a lost art amongst believers.
Yes.
It's a lost art. And I'm going to tell you why. I've been through quite a bit in my life, and not once have I ever, especially over the last 5 years, not once have I ever tried to blame somebody else. Many of you don't know my story, but of course I have one. I stepped into any place where I was wrong and claimed that I was wrong. It was me. I am baffled at the number of believers who feel like they can prophesy, speak in tongues, pray, preach, do all of the wonderful giftings, but never take accountability for something that they said wrong, something that they did wrong, something how they maneuvered wrong. I'm at an awe of it. I'm at an awe of it. I believe that we are people who love to execute the giftings of God, but we hate to execute the fruit of God.
That's good.
We hate, and so this is a really great topic, because I think if we get back to the fruit, not an S, not fruits, if we get back to the fruit of God, I believe that we execute so much better, so much better. Let's go here. Let's talk to Salome for a minute. Salome, what is your personal take into this title, this play, this beautiful thought-provoking play?
Okay, first off, I want to say that, you said some people can do amazing things and then they don't take accountability. That sounds a lot like Minister Agnes. I just want to throw that out there.
Minister Agnes, we're gonna let you respond in a minute. Is this what she does? This what she does in the play? She don't take responsibility.
This is who she is. She doesn't take any responsibility. So I'm glad that you said that.
Yeah.
So we can, we can show everyone who Minister Agnes really is, because she's on here. Anyway, like growing up and being like a young girl in church and trying to find yourself and stuff like that, people would say a lot of things, and it's hard to go to church, and you're going in there and you're seeing all these people and you're like, oh, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be around these people. But for me, this play kind of showed me that we're not going to church for people. We're going to church to be in like one with God, right? And so if you can find a way to kind of go into church in a spirit of I'm here to meet God, then so yeah.
Okay, I like that. Minister Agnes, you want to respond to?
Jesus, that's the problem with these folks today.
What's the problem? Tell us about it.
They want to say and do, come to church, dress any kind of way, look any kind of way, and think they can just say stuff without being checked. And I'm good at checking people right at the door, right at the door. And my personal experiences, you're not gonna say what you want to say to me.
Are you the gatekeeper? Are you the gatekeeper?
Yes, I am. Absolutely. And I say that with my chest out and my head held high. Because you know what? In today's world, even in the church, people think they can make them little sly little comments to you. And because you saved, they think that, oh, she ain't going to say nothing. I'm that girl. I will. And I have. And I'll give the word to you with it and keep it moving.
I love it. I love it.
Mhm.
I love
Yeah. Mhm.
Student, let's come to the student. Here you are in the play. You know, where do you stand in all of this?
I have personally not been hurt directly, but indirectly in church.
Unpack that.
Me,
Not directly, but indirectly. What does
directly.
that look like? Indirectly.
Me growing up and like what has been said on this podcast thus far, maturing in church and within my new position that I must put forward as an example and stand uphold for my own self. I've learned that a lot of people don't have a tolerance for tolerance, if you understand what I'm saying. Like, you know, the tolerance of behaviors of certain individuals in church, what people may get sick and tired of, because either it's not going the way that you want it to go, or you don't see it in a more prestigious or a more sane way. And what I'm saying by that is that I've learned that people are still in situations that they have yet to be delivered from. So I had to learn to understand that and be okay with that.
Wow.
And along the way, if I can, keeping myself and my flesh out of it, because I know me, help them along the way. And in turn, they can help me, because sometimes I see myself in that same situation.
Wow. This is
So,
that was
so
good.
I've learned that within church and seeing many others struggle with certain things. And even in my own home too. So that's where I stand with church hurt.
I love that. Mother, I gotta come to mother. You know, they used to say if you want wisdom, you go to the mother of the church. Mother, you know,
Not that mother.
what do you the minister said, not that mother. Mother, what do you think about everything that's being said so far?
You know, wisdom is the principal thing. And you know, everything that everyone said is true. It works both ways because you can hurt the pastor also.
Yeah.
And the pastor can hurt you too. People can indirectly hurt you as well, and you can indirectly hurt people too.
Mother, I feel like you going somewhere with that indirectly hurt. I feel like you.
Because I don't know how much time you got on this show with you.
You don't got no guns or nothing, do you, in your purse or nothing like that, do you?
Listen, I just got registered. I just got registered.
Okay.
Well, I understand what everybody is saying because I done hurt some people in my lives as well in the church. And then you know, it's really just communication. Because if you hurt somebody, communicate. Okay?
Yeah.
Just all it is. As long as you got 2 gums and 2 sets of teeth and 2 lips, that's all it is communication.
I love it.
That's all it is.
I love it. I love it. Thank you, mother. Thank you, mother.
That's just something me and Agnes, Minister Agnes, got to work on, but I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there.
Yeah, I don't want y'all to go there either tonight on the podcast. It seems like it's a little rift there, but we're gonna come to the play and see what that rift is. Madam Teacher, we have come to your role.
Oh God.
Let's explore this. Understanding church hurt. You know, what is that to you?
Wow. Honestly, I've been hurt in church like multiple times personally in multiple different ways. One of the ways I was hurt in church is actually going to be shown on the play, played by our good sis who's not on here, Lizzie. I was hurt in the church that way. And then another way is how we were brought up as apostolics. Um, a dancer was not allowed back then. So they told us that we was we was enticing the men. So that hurt a lot, because if you have a talent or you have a gifting that God has given you, and here you have leaders telling you you can't do that. So that's how I identify. I identify multiple ways with this. So I couldn't pass up doing this play because it spoke to me in many different ways. Wow. And it was easy to say yes to Kay, because Kay my girl anyway. But it was easy to say yes because we have to get the message out there that just because other people are uneducated, and a lot of times we shun things that we aren't educated in. And so just because they're uneducated doesn't mean you have to shun it. Be open-minded. Be able to see what is really happening, because kingdom is not your structure. That's not what kingdom means.
Yeah. I would jump in there and say one of the greatest lessons that I've learned is that God doesn't operate off of human time, mindset, or ways. In fact, I think we quote the scripture all the time, but I don't know if we have a clear understanding when he says that my ways are not your ways and my thoughts are not your thoughts, which means the way that you're thinking is not the way that God is thinking. This is why serving God ultimately makes you look foolish, because the truth is God can tell you to do something that does not make logic. God can tell you to do something that doesn't make any form of sense, because he doesn't operate in sense. He operates in his will and in his plan. So I love that. Let's go here, and anybody can jump in. What do you think was a impactful moment within producing this play? Like, what in the play, as you guys were rehearsing, you just was like, man, this is an impactful moment? And you don't have to tell us the specific scene, but just give us some talk around about it. Like, what was an impactful moment for you within this play that jumped out? I'm gonna start with you, Kay, first. You wrote it, you know it. Give us, what do you think was an impactful moment?
Well, there's lots of them.
I believe it. Give me one that stuck out to you.
But there's one. Again, one of the characters, Tasha. Because that story resonates with a lot of us. We've all kind of been in that situation, without giving away all of what her church hurt was, but actually stepping in to play that part, because we didn't have anyone to play that. So I kind of did it a couple of times, and that's when it really got real. I was like, oh,
I don't know why y'all didn't call me to act. I mean, I don't know what I'm offended now.
Say less.
I'm offended right now. I don't know why people don't call me to act.
Because you have no time on your schedule, man.
Exactly. You that man, right? You that man. You that
boy. You that dude, right? Okay. All right. Come on, Sister K.
Hey, I know I got the power to put y'all backstage, right?
And this is why we're sick of church. This is why
right here. This all right, I got you.
You put me back, you won't get cut.
But yeah, so her part, just even reading through that and trying to personalize how she felt in that moment, it really kind of brought some of my past into it. And I was like, wow, this is, if the right person is playing this part, it's gonna be so
transformative.
Yeah, and I truly expect people to be, crying, just because wow, this is real. And man, sometimes we just don't talk about it. We sweep it under the rug and we keep
the schedule.
I gotta clear the schedule to come see this. I need to talk.
Matter of fact, bring mom. Come on and bring mom. Bring your sister. Bring everybody.
I got it, because y'all. Let me ask this, Kay, before we move on, because I don't want to take up too much of our internet street time. But we're doing actually really great on time. Like we're doing really great. So we don't have to rush. We're doing really great. But answer this for me, Kate. Like, when you was writing this, where did your mind go?
Oh my. Well, again, I had so many examples from my own life and from people I've seen, being in church and being on both sides of the coin. I've hurt people and I was also hurt by people. So I had all of that
Can we
experience.
pause right there? I love a healthy conversation when people can take the ownership and can take, hey, like I did this and this also happened to me.
Yes, absolutely.
I find people like that very hard to find, because I think we live in such a woe is me generation, a victimized generation. Y'all getting true Duane now, because I ain't got nothing to lose at this point. We live in such a victimized generation, and we live in such an underdog generation that we don't see the parts that we played in anything. And that's scary to me. That is scary to me, because I'm baffled at people that can always point the finger, but never can take a finger. It tells me a lot about who they are as an individual, because I can take a person who fall 7 times, like the Bible says. I don't want to preach this today. I can take a person who falls 7 times, like the Bible says, but can say it was me. I can rock with that individual. The individual I can't rock. Nah, that wasn't me. That ain't what happened. Nah, this is it. Because it tells me a lot about you that you couldn't even see yourself in the moment. It tells me a whole lot about you.
So Pastor Duane, can I flip the coin real quick? Because I've run into people who have not been able to take accountability for their actions. Ooh. But it doesn't make me in the beginning, it made me look at them weird, but then I'm such a person who likes to dig. I ask the question, where does that come from? Wow. Like, what happened in your life? What happened in your childhood? What happened in your teenage years that makes you fearful of taking accountability for something that you did? I actually had a conversation with an individual and asked that question, and they said, I was always told that I was wrong in everything that I did. Wow. So I built up a defense mechanism towards people who always pointed the finger at me.
Wow.
And that literally made me, and that's why when it says, love people with grace or give people grace to grow, because there are some people who are unintentionally operating in this behavior because they become accustomed to not taking responsibilities or not taking accountability. And I think we overlook that part, because that is a behavior that needs to be rewired and readjusted.
Wow. Man.
I also think
like,
go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I also think like with people who don't have or aren't able to take accountability for themselves, it's more like like when you're a child, you get that anxiety, like, oh my God, I don't want to say it. I did it because I'm gonna get in trouble some type of way. And then also they don't know themselves either. They don't know who they are. So like for me, I know I went through that. Because of all the church hurt, I used to have anxiety real bad. It's like real bad. So now that I know who I am, I can tell you about myself before somebody's trying to tell you. I was just talking to Tanisha on Saturday, and I tell her too many times in the conversation, I'm an open book. Because I will tell you all that I have done. And as well, because I never want nobody to feel like I'm not being my true and authentic self.
Yeah. So, and you know what? Another I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, sweetie. And the other side of it, I don't want to call it a flex, because I don't want people to think it's something that you just have to do. But the other level of this whole thing is taking accountability for something you didn't do. And as an elder in the church, there were times when I had to apologize, like I was the person that actually hurt this person, because that person didn't do it. So sometimes you got to even step in the gap on that side of it and be big enough to say, you know what, I'm sorry, I didn't do it, but I'm gonna take accountability for that too. So you got to have that type of just insight to say, you know what, somebody got to do it, because if no one ever helps that person get the healing, then that person just goes and they take that to another church, or they take that to another person, and they just hurt somebody else. So
You know what I call
somebody's
that?
got to plug the hole.
You know what I call that? I really call that great leadership. I think great leadership does not only take accountability when it's right and when it's wrong, I think it also takes accountability when it has nothing to do with it. Because real man, I don't have time to deal with this, but real leadership is able to step in, and I've been in this seat. You know, I don't want to sound like I'm condemning somebody, but I've been in the seat where things were said behind the scenes, and it got out, and the other side backtrack from their statement. Because see, one thing about me, you cannot ever say something around me and then backtrack and say I didn't say it. First of all, my memory is impeccable. I will recall the date. I will recall the time. I will recall the moment. I will recall the hour. I will recall the sun, what it looked like when it was out, the moon when it was hiding behind the. But that's a career that I had, where I had to be observant to a lot of different things. And so don't ever say you ain't say something around me, because I'm gonna recall it because you said it.
Let me find out you a spy.
No. I'm not a spy. I just had a career where I had to, uh, be aware. Let's put it that way. And so in that career, it gave me different things. But I love what she said. I had to step up in some of those places and take responsibility for something that I know that I didn't do. And I think what we're talking about here is an example of big leadership, like leadership that's just beyond follow me, but I'm right, I'm wrong, and I am not wrong, but I'm gonna still apologize. All right, y'all, we're doing good. Let's move this train. I want Crystal, you jump in. Salome, you jump in. Joanne, you jump in. Mother has already been jumping in. She looked like she didn't had a puff moment, and now she waiting. Let's talk about this for a second. The audience that's coming. Joanna, jump in here. What do you want the audience to take away from this play?
What I want the audience to take away from this play is that we have to look at ourselves sometimes. We have people that are in church that are hypocrites. However, when God has touched their heart and they had that moment with God, that epiphany, that things can change, people can change, right? That person that you was, the gossiper that came to church and want to talk about everybody's business and who's doing what with who, that person can change, right? And have a different walk of life, that when people come to them, they'll know how to keep things in secrecy and be able to uphold the values of the church in a good way that is not going to make people not want to come to church, right? Because of all the fakeness and so forth. So it's going to be an audience of a mixture. You have your church people. Thank the Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Every time you ask them a question, God is good all the time. And then you have some people that are coming there. They're like, this play. Oh, it's a churchy play. But they may find themselves in one of these characters and be like, you know what? I definitely need to make a change. That was me.
Wow.
And I need to be different. So
I love
those
that.
are the things it's going to happen. Definitely going to happen.
Salome, what do you want the audience to take away from this play?
Seeing, because our church is very chaotic, right? And so when people come, I want them to be able to have, to see themselves and be open and honest to say, oh, this is how I've hurt someone and I can change that. I also want the play to offer people who have been hurt an apology that they may never get. I want them to feel safe and heard. And if there are people out there who haven't been to church in a while, I want the play to be like a blanket, for them, like a warm hug from us saying that it's okay to
Wow.
go to church,
I like that. A warm hug. I like that. Because sometimes that's all people need, right?
Yeah.
It's a warm hug. Um, whew, that was good. That warm hug. I wanted to run with that. I'm gonna leave that here. Crystal, what
Because you
what
needed a warm hug Sunday. I know.
what you say?
I said, because you really needed a warm hug Sunday.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
it was hey, I was getting ready to be funny. No Diddy, it was pretty warm. we love the bishop. We love him.
Right.
Crystal, y'all got me acting up on this live. I'm
For
not here.
me,
Crystal,
for
what do you want the
me,
audience to
like
take away?
like I've told my members of my ministry, the Bible is not forgiving. So, excuse me when I say I want people and those who are coming on my end for conviction, healing, and resolution. That's what I want them to take away. And not only that, knowing there is hope for whatever situations they're going through, is hope.
Yeah, yeah, I like that. Let's move here. We doing really good. We've been up on these internet streets for about 43 minutes and counting. I want to ask there was a question that I really wanted to ask because I think I want all of us to answer it, and I want us to answer it from where we stand. But do it within that 2 minute time, like we had a funeral, okay? So that we're not overly saturating these internet streets. The message of reconciliation.
Mm.
The message of reconciliation. Um, they got a lot of different preachers out. They got prosperity preachers out, sin preachers out, um, hope, inspirational. And in my younger days, I used to knock it because I didn't understand why people had different styles. But now I get it because it's the way that he makes the body, right? The truth be told, I'm a message of reconciliation. I probably preach that more than anything because I understand what reconciliation really brings when it's done correctly. Y'all tell me, each of y'all in your own way, what do you think that people are gonna get from this message of reconciliation? Because we're gonna talk about the hurt, we're gonna talk about the pain, but when it comes time in the play that we talk about this reconciliation and how that looks, what do you think that people are gonna abstract from that? Talk to me, Tanisha. What do you think that people are gonna extract from that?
Wow. So I would say, hopefully, I'm hoping, my prayer is that the message restores relationships, not just relationships with individuals in the church, but your relationship back with Christ.
Mm,
That will be my main takeaway for people, because that's the relationship. I know we have relationships all across the board, friendships, relationships, family ships. We ride these ships all the time. There's a whole bunch of different ships we ride on. But the most important relationship that we have is our relationship with Christ. And I feel like once that reconciliation happens, everything else will work itself out because now you're allowing God to lead and direct you in every step of your journey from that point.
mm. Anybody else want to add to that? That was really good.
I do.
Go ahead.
So with me, what I am expecting for reconciliation is just for people to really examine themselves and to say, wow, what part am I playing? One of my favorite scriptures that I always tell people when people come to me how they should handle something or things of that sort, especially if they are in any form of gifting or anything like that, I tell them, well, you can't even offer your gifts to God if you have not reconciled or fixed the issue that you have with your brother and sister. That's the word of God. So before you can even do anything to even say, here's my dance, here's my song, here's my preach word, here's my anything, I have to fix things with my brother and sister.
Mhm.
Quick testimony. I me and Mother Mildred, who used to, her name is really Janine. I call her J9. Me and Mother Mildred had a little tiff in back in the day. And it took us going to a what was it, a ball? We went to a ball that we were being honored for our gifting because she's a dancer. We were being honored for our gifting. And I could not sit there and allow us to be honored without me saying sorry to her first.
Yeah.
And that's what I want people to be able to take home, is that we got to fix us. We got to fix us, because I'm not going to hell for nobody.
Yeah.
Can I just add a little part to
Yes,
that?
yes, you may. Yes, you may. Come on.
We can reconcile all day. I can forgive you, but that don't mean that you and I are going to be like this again. I'm not going to let you back in that space and allow you to hurt me again. I forgive you, but that don't mean that it's going to be all like this again. And sometimes with that reconciliation, for my personal experience, I may never get an apology from that individual. They may be like, oh, okay, yeah. Yep, Joanna, I didn't know that I offended you. I may never have gotten a sorry, but at the end of the day, I have to realize that's where they were. That's where they're at. They're coming to me. They're apologizing. Okay, but we ain't going back there in that personal space again. I love you. Let's keep it moving.
But wouldn't that be considered boundaries? And I think that's something that a lot of individuals inside the body of Christ don't respect, is boundaries. My boundaries won't allow me to allow you to be in my personal space
Mm-hmm.
to affect my peace again, and that's okay.
Right. Absolutely.
That
So
don't
I
mean I don't
Mhm.
have to treat you bad. I don't have to be disrespectful,
Right.
but I've just created a boundary now where I can still, God bless you. We can move on and
Yep.
be respectful and move on in ministry.
Right.
Amen.
So just like our bishop just posted, he said, it takes one to forgive and two to reconcile. So forgiveness, the reason why it takes one to forgive, because forgiveness is actually just for you, but you have to reconcile with someone to be able to move forward. That you don't have to be that close, but you can at least have the conversation, make that, have that conversation to say, Dwayne, I really don't like you, but I'm moving forward. You know what I'm saying? You have to be able to do that just so you can be able to move forward. You can set all the boundaries you can, forgive, because you need to make sure that you are okay within yourself. And then, but it's about moving forward. Reconciliation is about moving forward.
I want to give us something else to think about as we begin to exit out of here. I want to give us something else to think about, because I think being a Christian is very complicated and very rough, because it doesn't speak to our humanity in regards to doing things Christ-like. Being a Christian, when really being a Christian that follows the functionality of Christ, it really does speak against our humanity, and not in a place where it doesn't understand our humanity, but it does speak against some of what we say, play with, don't try me, try Jesus, right? That is a cultural norm or a societal norm that begins to overtake us, because really, to really reconcile is to allow a process of newness to happen. And so oftentimes what I believe that many of us miss about being like Christ is that, yeah, I don't believe you're going to come out and be, when you reconcile, I don't believe you're going to come out and sit down and eat dinner again. However, what I don't want us to do is to be closed off to the possibility of a new relationship. Because, and I'm going to tell you why, because if God really does work on this individual and God works on this individual, the relationship could be, remember I said this early, he doesn't need our permission to do what he wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
The problem with our humanity and God's divinity is that God's divinity will overthrow our humanity any day. The problem with us is our humanity wants to overthrow God's divinity any day, right? And we cool with not living in sin, but where we're not cool is when God puts those pieces together again that causes us to be like, well, wait a minute. I didn't think I was going to be friends with them again. But God is allowing a new friendship to happen because they're healed, I'm healed, we've reconciled, and now we can look at this relationship different than we looked at it before. And so I gotta be responsible. I gotta be responsible because that's just who I am. I gotta be responsible to this platform and to this conversation because I think oftentimes the cultural strong black person is like, yeah, I'm a forgive, but you ain't coming to my house no more. And I hear you. I empathize with that. I sympathize with that. But what I will give you is another outlook to say, but what if God changes the reality of what you known that person to be? And this is what I love about forgiveness. It is not colored from our human perspective. It is only colored from the perspective that God has and the way that he looks at us through those lenses. And so I had to throw that in there. We got to get out of here. I had to throw that in there because as I grow and learn, let me tell you this. I used to think that so of course Bishop Knight is my right hand guy, and I think so highly of him. But I used to be like, man, he too nice. But
My dad is still too nice.
But let me tell you this.
All right. God bless y'all.
Yeah, but let me tell you this. I'm learning that he's not. I'm learning that he really lives the principle of the Bible more than we know. The problem is he doesn't let his humanity get in the way of living the Bible principle.
That's because he has me.
Let me get out of this. All right, one last time, Kay, tell us how do we find the play, get to the play, where is that, the date, the whole 9 yards. Talk to me.
Okay, so the play is happening. Of course, it's called I'm Sicka Church, Give Me Kingdom. It is happening on Saturday, October the 19th at 3 p.m. It's going to be happening in Venice Island Performing Arts, which is in the Manioc section of Philadelphia. Again, it's at 3 p.m. We're going to have like a little pre-show, so get there on time because we know our folks on time. Praise the Lord. Try to get there on time. And if you're looking for tickets, you can go on imsickachurch.com. It is a website. It's got some stuff on there. Ticket is right there. You can go search for it on Eventbrite. And everybody that is on here has their ticket. They have a nice little picture on their Facebook pages. You can go and get your tickets and support them. Every time it dings, I see their name, so I know it's somebody coming to support them. So it's just awesome. They get to see that. So yeah, we just want you to come out and enjoy. It's going to be funny. It's going to be serious, dramatic, all those good things. But at the end of the day, we want people just to be, in a space where, one person is going to plant, one person's going to water, and God is going to get the increase. So we're just planting the seeds and letting it be watered in the place so that we can have these real conversations going forward.
How much are the tickets?
These tickets, tickets are $50. If you're getting it from one of these wonderful individuals, it's $40. So I would say make sure you get with them because they have a discount.
Get with me.
$40 with these individuals here, $50 if you go straight to the site. Yeah.
I love it. All right, let's do some final words. I'm gonna say Kate for last. Mother Mildred, final words, and then I'm gonna throw you backstage.
Throw who, honey? Throw who? Huh? My milk don't get thrown, okay? The only person that can throw me around is the Holy Ghost. But anywho, get your tickets and I'll see everybody on the 19th, okay? Get your tickets and pay your tithes.
Crystal, final words.
What Mother Mildred said.
Michelle, final words.
Get your tickets, go out and enjoy. We're going to have fun.
And Bishop said he gonna purchase 5 tickets from one of the individuals. So I don't know if it's gonna be Michelle or Tadisha.
Let it be me, Bishop. Let it be me. God bless.
Salome, final words.
Yes, we're so excited to see you. It's gonna be great. You're gonna laugh, you're gonna cry, all the great things, right? So I'm excited to see you. Bye.
Tanisha, final words.
Everything that everybody said, this play is amazing. It's going to resonate with you in some sort of way. There's somebody has experienced it or you have experienced it. Purchase your tickets, Bishop Knight. Purchase your tickets through my QR code. Michelle got enough. God bless.
Okay, final words, and then I'm going to give mine after you.
Okay, great. So first of all, thank you very much for just allowing us to be on your platform and to share this magnificent, wonderful play. I know that it's going to bless people. So, it's a hard work, but we're going to be out there and we're doing it. And I just appreciate, even allowing us to be on your platform. So thank you for that. And of course, get your tickets, come out. Check out the I'mSickaChurch.com. It's a podcast on there. There's some blogs on there, all kind of information. And we're not stopping after this play. We're going to just start going to different churches with it and everything. So, hey.
Listen,
we're going to be on Sicka Church for a minute.
I was just about to say something. I was just about to pray that, whatever God decides to do with this, that you would be, open to it and take it as far as you can, sincerely from my heart. I'm gonna put you backstage. Let me get my final words. Hey, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. We so greatly appreciate you. As I always do, I want to give you a thought-provoking moment for you to think about as we deal with this topic that I'm sick of church. Just give me kingdom. I think oftentimes we as believers, we have our way of finding ourselves to be biased. And one of the things that we have to be careful of is that God isn't biased. He is fair. And one of the things I want to challenge you in as you grow as a believer, whether you've been one for 1 year, whether you've been one for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, or 60 years, always remember that God has a lens that is not the same lens that you have. While he allows you to feel, see, even speak for him, remember that the ultimate word comes from God. And here's the truth. Many of you put your trust and your hope into people. And God is saying, I want you to put your trust and hope in me. I pray that whatever you do, October the 19th will be a day that you would explore this play, that you would buy a ticket, that you would invest in yourself to really see where you need to turn, where you need to change, or where you need to rethink some things, because God is talking to you right now. I know you may be sick of church. You may be even sick of people. You may be even sick of your family. But nonetheless, whatever you're sick of, God can restore it and he can bring it back whole again. I pray you have a wonderful night. I pray that you lay down with God's sweet rest upon you. And I pray that God does something miraculous for you in the course of this week. Until next time, my friends, I'm your host, Duane Williams Jr., and this has been a thought-provoking moment for you. God bless you and have a wonderful night.